Morning, Thomas. Oh, I can see
Oh,
you're enthusiastic as usual.
oh, I'm just ready to go. And you're looking stern. What happened?
I think it was that call.
You,
It's kind of sucked the joy out of my life this morning.
the lack of material that it supplied means we're gonna have a free-flowing conversation today, Sally.
And that always scares me. It really does scare me.
I know. So,
So
watchability, what do you think?
watchability 2.
Less. I'm gonna go with less. 0.
Yeah, it made me kind of
Painful to
cringe.
watch.
It was like when you get something on your foot and you just can't get it off,
It was bad.
Yeah.
Value?
So go ahead.
I asked you first.
What?
The value of it. The value.
Oh, value. I'm sorry. 2.
Less.
Well, the value in it to me was to see how easily things can go off the rail in not a good way, and how it just kind of kept being drugged back. It was like that relative that shows up drunk and they keep showing up.
So what? Okay, so I guess one of the takeaways is when you start, it's really good to have your item in front of you while you're listening, right? I guess.
Oh,
I don't do that.
Don't start. Just don't start. I felt like I bought a box of Cracker Jacks and there was no prize in it. I have, I've been struggling. So I went to the white paper and I thought, this is good. So I'm kind of taking notes, and I know things aren't hard and fast, but one thing that has been hard and fast is, look, if you want to do it the fastest, best way, do it our way. And then today he says the best way is have that item in front of you. Wait a minute. You just told me the best way is to beg and put that sucker away and list from your pictures. Well, no, that isn't not, well, I don't do it the best way. Wait a minute. We've got a white paper that's not the best way. So I don't know. I just got to do a kind of a paradigm shift here of what the white paper and the instructions are and what they are not. And, for example, what I don't happen to use an iPad. Bill likes to use it if he's doing photographs. The process is the same.
You already have an employee?
Bill, my husband.
Wow, you have an employee. That's impressive.
No, we don't use the E word. But it's the same thing. What difference does it make if you use a camera, use an iPhone, or use an iPad? It's a device to take a picture. Then you have multiple ways of transferring it from each device. With my iPad, I can use, I have a little dongle, I can use a card, I can use photo transfer, I can use AirDrop, and I never did get a good answer except sell your iPad. No, I'm not going to. Based on the fact that now I know that really the best way to list is have the item in front of you, how do I know that next week it's not going to be go out and buy an iPad? We've decided it's the best way to take pictures. Anyway, no, I'm not stern today. I'm not stern. I'm invigorated.
Invigorated. Wow. Well, I'm getting sleepy and sales suck today. So I'm just full of happy energy and good vibes.
What are you doing next? You said why are you invigorated?
I said because sales suck.
Oh,
and
really?
And I'm tired today. You had a good day yesterday?
Actually, I had a pretty good last 3 or 4 days, but again, I'm selling crap. However, when I gave the prediction about school stuff, it's funny, people are ordering stuff like kids' backpacks with princesses and ponies on them and stuff like that, which is an indication to me that people are moving now to get their kids suited up for what they're saying is, thank God their little kid's finally going to go back to school. And nothing I have for them fits or is appropriate for their age now, because it's been literally, I hate the word literally, it's been actually 2 years since the kid's been in full-time school, probably.
It's been 4 years for me.
Yeah, but your clothes don't fit.
No, they don't. That's why I'm getting a princess backpack. More unicorns, horsies, the better.
I like the fact when they're vomiting rainbows. I don't get that part, why they vomit rainbows.
They're vomiting rainbows and a cat's riding them. I'd be so mad at the cat. And it's always, and the, what do you say? The cat is always far too big for the unicorn. The cat should be tiny. But instead we got giant cat, tiny unicorn. And whenever I see a unicorn in real life, I'm always like, that's a big animal. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Have you ever ridden a unicorn? The horn can be a real deal breaker. Well, anyway, let's talk about all things YouTube and reselling. And it was a good audience today. I think there were 115, something like that around.
Really? Oh man, yeah. 115 people had to sit through that?
Yeah, I'm kind of sorry because if there were new people, I don't want them thinking, you know, is this what we're going to do? Because it isn't what we're going to do. I think it's like riding a horse when you drop the reins. And so you just hang on to the mane for dear life. I kind of felt like that was a little bit of the show, the call. I almost called it a show. It's not a show. It's a call. It's
a show.
My God, you're yawning. You have a huge mouth.
Like I said, I'm invigorated. I'm just so excited today. Sales are so good this morning.
I can tell that. Well, I've got such a mess, Thomas. You know, I was doing 20 a day. But my listing were terrible. It was almost like that guy who said, they looked at it and said, well, man, these are men's pants, not women. You got the wrong brand and you got the wrong size, but other than that, it's good. That was kind of me. I try to do a gut check of every day before I list my 7. Click go to sleep on me. And, I'm finding lots of errors. So I'm going to go back today. I'm going to try to really concentrate on, for me, evidently their way doesn't work for me, of getting a bunch of stuff photographed and listed without a bunch of errors. Oh, the other thing I did yesterday, I would highly recommend this. What is it? There's motion at my apartment. No, there isn't. I kept thinking, thank God I have a lot of shoes, but I don't think I have a lot of shoes listed. So I quit falling asleep. We're going to end this right now.
I'm not. I would never do that. I'm thrilled.
Well, you were doing it. You didn't realize you were doing it because you were asleep. Anyway, back to me. I looked and I had
as always.
Yeah. And so I said, okay, I'm going to physically inventory the shoes because I have most of them in one place. Then I'm going to go and check. Do I have them? Are they active? Not active. Okay. Then they must be in my bank. Nope, not in the bank. Are they unlisted? A lot of them were. How they got from active to unlisted, I don't know. But I picked up actually probably a dozen pair of good shoes. So here I'm sitting with inventory that isn't there. So do you ever go back and do a physical inventory?
Right now I'm going through a bunch of inventory. I'm finding hundreds of pieces that are unlisted. And I was asking myself, how is this possible? And I think it's because the automatic item relister, when something sells that isn't paid for, wasn't relisting it. But I really don't know because there's so many pieces that aren't listed that are sitting in inventory. So it's a good practice to go through so that I'm, don't have money sitting on the shelves.
Well, you have a few more items than I have. So, I mean, for me, it's daunting. I can't imagine for you. Maybe we need to do what stores do, and that's shut down 2 days a year and do physical inventory. Maybe that's why they do it, to see what's walked out the door.
Maybe. I'm not going to, but that sounds like a thing to do. I just leave it open. I mean, it's an internet store. It's different from someone actually walking into the store, right? Yeah, no one's walking out with inventory.
I know we're not being shoplifted, but we are being unlisted for some reason. And I don't know why. I don't know why. But I have to try to figure out why.
Yeah, it's a good practice to do though. Okay, so what else what else did we get today that would be a decent
Let's see.
takeaway?
I think I took a lot of notes, but then I began writing like the serial killer notes. Just a lot of capital letters and exclamation marks. We call that crazy talk.
You ever see the movie Seven?
Yes, with
You know-
Morgan Freeman.
Yes. Do you know do you remember when they get to the serial killer's apartment and they look at his notebooks? And it's like just page after page after page in a composition notebook, Moleskine
Yes.
company. Yeah. So they actually paid somebody, I think like $20,000 to come up with, to physically write out hundreds upon hundreds of books of straight weird garbage.
I'll have to
Is
go
that
back and look
insane?
at that. See, there's a job for everybody. If
Job for
if
everybody.
this eBay thing
Sally
doesn't work,
would have been great at that.
I think I would have been. So here are my notes. It starts out. I should show. I mean, look at this. It
That
starts out.
does look pretty serial killery.
It did, and it got worse. At the bottom, it says, I can't even read my writing.
We are
Ugly
doing good
call.
today, Sally.
Oh, it says at the bottom, ugly call, surgery wearing oven mitts. I do not know.
That's
what
pretty
that
good.
meant.
I like that.
So it says, how long, the question was, how long do you want to resell each day and week, and what are you working on now? So I began writing my own answer, and then it started, and it just kept getting worse. And and I instant messaged Chris and said, stop it. And so he said, somebody told me to stop it because so-and-so.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wrote down in my serial killer writing stuff, they should couch the white paper in the context of not for beginners. Because he said, if you're a beginner, hold the item up and do the listing. And then I wrote in serial killer writing. I mean, you think I'm kidding? Look at that serial killer writing.
No, it's pretty
On
good.
one hand, just do it my way. And on the other hand, figure out what works for you. And then I wrote, oh my gosh, we're back to that subject again. So yeah, it wasn't a real useful call to me. And I don't think our call is being particularly useful to people today either.
Oh,
By the
no. I'm sitting here being like, how can I'm really pushing. I'm like, how can I make this like this much more interesting? What weird, I talked about the movie Seven so far, serial killers. What can I talk about that's slightly more interesting?
I know. Do you know what the 7 deadly sins are?
Of course, I saw the movie Seven.
Go ahead.
Gluttony, and by the way, you made.
I'm going to write them down because everybody kind of does gluttony first. Okay, gluttony.
Yep. Gluttony, greed, sloth, pride, lust, wrath, envy.
My God, I think you got it. Envy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You did it.
It's funny. It may specifically be in an order related to a movie with the 7 deadly sins in it.
I was thinking that maybe if you ask people what the 7 deadly sins are, I wonder if they would answer the first 1 or 2 or what they themselves are guilty of. You know,
it's definitely not gluttony. Well, maybe right now, because I really need to go to the gym. My girlfriend yesterday said a good one. She's like, because I keep telling her, I'm like, you need to go to the gym. So she's like, so when you start going to the gym, which gym are you going to go to? And I was like, all right, it's time.
How about the one that's 2 doors down?
That's exactly. So I said, oh, the Planet Fitness that's right next to the warehouse is that one. Time.
Yesterday, you kind of were wandering through your kingdom, telling people to do stuff. How many people do you have working in your warehouse, and why were you having them work on 4th of July?
Kingdom?
Yeah, I mean, you did. You were kind of strolling
God,
through.
awesome.
Don't package that.
Oh, over there. Oh, yes. Oh. Crown. I got 2 people. And
And
why
they
were they
wanted
working
to
on
work
4th of
for,
July? Because it's a
um,
great day. It's
it really is. I got a lot done yesterday, and without, then at 10 o'clock, I went out on my deck and watched, they put the fireworks out on a barge in the middle of the river and set them off. And I'm about at the level the fireworks go off. So it's kind of neat. We sit out there and drank a glass of wine.
Why would you ever want to be on that boat? That sounds like like one of those movies where it's just like, oh yeah, went out on a boat and then the boat just explodes. Like,
Oh, I
forget
thought
that.
about that a lot. I wasn't on the boat. I was on my deck looking at people on the barge setting off the fireworks, thinking, well, I guess there's a lot of water around if it, goes belly up.
A lot of water around. And then, if we wanted to be really dramatic, look at all my tax dollars just blowing up.
There's that.
There's that. Anyways.
But we had a nice glass of wine, and it was kind of nice. That my very favorite night is New Year's. Right at the stroke of midnight, all the big ships.
I got it. I know what we're talking about. So I got onboarded on Whatnot yesterday.
Oh, good. Let's talk about you.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's time. So it's interesting, like the things that she was suggesting that, I just take for granted.
Can you tell me
take for granted.
What does onboarding mean?
So
you meet with someone?
Yeah. Yep. And they tell you about like kind of what the platform is, suggestions to be successful, what it means to like, I don't know. That's basically it. How to be successful, how to use the tools that they provide so that you can have a successful stream, what a successful stream typically looks like. And then they have this fun graph that's like, someone started off on Whatnot 6 months ago, and here's where they are 6 months later. And it's, like no sales to a lot of sales to no Instagram followers, to a lot of Instagram. And it's like, okay, cool. If you're just consistent, it's growth, but that's kind of like anything. But what is funny is it's just like another reselling platform. So they keep saying like, they kept using the term like, oh, it's eBay, but live auction. And in my mind, I'm like, this is nothing like eBay. Maybe because you have to make a listing. At least that's what, I'm going to do at first. But after that, it was like, after that, there was a lot of discussion of, yeah, so it's kind of important to, like promote your stream a little bit at the beginning and to put videos up and to, like write out, what it's going to be. And I'm like, I'm guessing a lot of people come on here and their first stream is terrible and then they never do it again because they didn't do anything to promote their first one and they were expecting their $100 t-shirts to go for $100 and instead they went for $20. And she's like, yes. And I'm like, well, that's not really what I'm expecting. So I mean, like that's what I'm expecting, the $100 t-shirts to go for $20. So expecting that, which kind of made me what?
When are you going on? When are you live?
Thursday.
What time?
7 p.m. Eastern.
7 p.m. Eastern, be 4 o'clock my time.
Yep.
And what is your channel name?
It's Thomas.
You mean it's Thomas or Thomas?
It's Thomas.
I mean, is it's part of it or is it just Thomas?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
It's Thomas.
Stop it.
ITS Thomas.
If I were to say, hold up a second.
ITS Thomas.
Oh, okay. You do have the it's on it.
Yeah, it's Thomas.
Did you remember to put the apostrophe in it?
I did, and they took it off.
Well, no, then don't do it because it'll make you look ignorant.
No special. Oh, change it.
Yeah. It would really bother me when someone does that. I become obsessed with the fact that they don't know that
there's no special characters. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Okay, just use any other name.
Yeah, just say Thomas here or here's. You can't say here's because they won't let you do it. Yeah, don't say it's Thomas.
Thomas time. Got it.
Thomas time. That's perfect. Or just Jackass. Everybody will know who you are. Jackass.
Thomas the Jackass, and I can capitalize Jackass.
Like, no, you don't even need to put Thomas. Just put Jackass. Anybody in our group will know who it is.
Like I'm a Viking,
Vikings were kind of not nice people.
Oh, I found one.
Oh,
It's a little P. Yep, she's right here.
Why do you call her Little P? Is there a big P?
No, just because she's pretty small and her name is Pickles, and I kind of like the feel of it. So
okay, I did it again. I didn't set a timer. Did you?
We don't need one. Well, I know that we're probably at about 20 and a half minutes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, maybe 19 and a half.
Okay. Well, good. You have that internal clock. So I want to know about your whatnot. Why are you doing it?
So just so that I can have another platform to sell stuff on. So that,
you know, I'm feeling I must parrot the liturgy. You spend that time to just list more stuff on eBay and make more money.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing that though. Like it doesn't seem to matter how many more I list. It doesn't seem to be like I'm getting more sales.
Thank you. There's a saturation point. I could list 1 million Nike shirts and only 100 people are going to buy them, period. Or I could list 200. God, got cat hair already. And only 100 people would buy them. So see, I always find a missing part in the logic, in the math that goes with list more, sell more. I don't know.
Well, so I mean, so the more hooks in the water, but I think eBay gives you a certain number of sales, and you know, until I don't know how you have to prove to them that you're like really good, but I think the longer you know are good, the longer they will like give you more sales or whatnot. So you know,
are you afraid that you're going to take $1,000 worth of inventory and wind up that you've paid $1,000 for? And wind up selling it for $650 and having a $350 loss on top of the time it took to do it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's how it works. You have to take a risk.
Are you just listing crap then? I mean, nobody's watching. Just between you and me, is it crap?
Nope, absolutely not. There's someone else doing sunglasses today. And they are straight crap, straight China crap. Everything I have is going to be branded or vintage, and it's all like, well, it's all new or used, which are the only two options. But if it's like high quality brands, then it's going to be, some might be new, but it's going to be used. And if it's vintage, it's brand new. So
are you just
there'll be a range.
Sunglasses?
Sunglasses, yeah.
Okay, you're not going to try the frames because then you have to explain to people how to get them put in. Are you going to have them modeled? Your girlfriend would be perfect to model the women's sunglasses.
Really? Are you sure?
I think so.
No way. That's why she's helping me on Thursday.
Oh, good.
Because tomorrow,
reason to watch.
Oh, I know. Tomorrow's pony riding time, so we're doing Thursday instead.
Good. Where are you going to stage it? Right here with all that horse stuff over your right shoulder?
So I actually have a.
Do
you want to see my? Do you want to see my sign?
I do.
Okay.
Your
it's actually
sign.
It's really dope. Because I know that this won't go live at least until Thursday.
God, Thomas, get your butt out of that camera.
Oh, relax. It's a nice butt. I actually don't have a butt, so it's not a big deal. Okay, let me flip camera around. It's a giant neon sign with spectacles.
Okay, so how are you going to just put this on the wall in back of you?
Yeah, so I have a brick wall with the
okay, I like that.
Yep, so I have a brick wall and there's a big heavy nail.
Here we go with the butt then.
I know, I told you it's really nice butt. So I have a
man.
There's a wall with a cement wall with a really heavy nail in it. So I'm just going to hang it on that nail and use the cement as the backdrop and have that like above me while I do it.
Are you going to be using a headset and microphone and all that?
No, I'm just going to have my phone and then another phone so I can like look at them underneath the camera and then flip the camera around and see us up top.
Somebody gave me some earpod, whatever they are. The
AirPods, they're pretty nice.
Yeah, the pros. And I have used them and nobody can tell that I'm not talking directly into the camera.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and they're not overly
No, no, you can't even tell.
Yeah. Well, are you nervous about, having 4 people watching you on Whatnot?
I know. I don't know. Maybe 2 out of 10.
Well, it's something new. Yeah. I'm glad you're trying something new.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
What do you
mean, it's kind of exciting.
What's your price range going to be on the sunglasses?
I don't know. I think I'm going to start at $1. Everything start at $1 unless it's like a, fancy brand, and then I'll probably start at 10. But like, what?
What if I did a cooking show and sold the cookies that I made?
You could do that all day.
I mean, I'd say, okay, I have a batch already made.
Yeah.
And in fact, I have 3 batches made. And while we're talking, I'm going to make some kolaches. I wonder do they have any rules like you can't sell food or something?
Nope. It's in the Whatnot category. They have a food category in Whatnot. Yep.
Oh. Well, if you ever want me to come help you on your Whatnot show, I would. I don't know if I can.
So I've thought about that because I've watched a few Whatnot streams and a lot of them are really boring. But a lot of people now, especially since they enabled it, will have 2 screens going, which is what I'm going to do, one up top, one up bottom, and they're totally different people. So people will be talking to the other people while they're selling whatever it is they're selling.
Well, so, that's like what I just did with our new YouTube videos. I have it side by side.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but so for this example, it'd be like, well, Sally's making some fucking cookies right now, and I'm trying to sell some sunglasses, so I don't really know how that would go. But since after this goes for a little bit, and we might become a little known commodity, then yeah, it would make sense. Like, Thomas and Sally, here they are.
I was actually thinking I was going to be modeling sunglasses for you. I guess that would be a problem, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because how the fuck are you going to ship them out?
I don't know. Do any of those programs work? Like, I happened to hit on a thing on my YouTube that said, "Do you want lipstick?" And I thought, how does it know? So I said, sure. So I put some garish, yellow lipstick on, and it actually, how did it know where my lips were?
Aren't you a coder?
Am I a coder?
Yeah, tech shit. It's just stuff. I don't know. It's coding and machine learning.
I don't
whatever
know.
All those
Animation, that stuff is way past me. I jumped, I told you when I went to school, it was a million years ago.
Unless it's one of those like computers that takes up the whole room, you don't know how to use it.
It's just about right. And I also feign to know nothing, because if you help someone with their computer, they call you in the middle of the night and say, ever since you adjusted my monitor, my mouse hasn't worked.
Mm-hmm.
So I just say, I don't know
nothing.
I claim to know nothing. Well, didn't you go to school? Oh yeah, but no, I don't know anything anymore. I've forgotten.
That was so long ago. I mean, that was when we were trying to beat Big Blue, the chess player, chess computer.
Yeah, that's it. Did you ever play that game, Adventure? It's really old, long before you were born, actually. It was, when I was going to school, it was one of the first games they were working with artificial intelligence. And it's the one where you're in a cavern and your dwarves come out and try to kill you, and you negotiate through and you solve little problems as you go. And it was really interesting. They were working on that when I was going to school. And in the middle of the night, those of us who didn't sleep would go up in the lab and respond and have them help them develop.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Nowadays video games are just like drugs, but
that was ridiculous. All verbiage, and yet in my mind, it was the world I could see. When they talked about the little twisty passages, I could see it. So they did a mess, or maybe we had to do that because we didn't have the visual, stimulus of having the orange colored rocks, the wall there. Well, we have once again wandered off topic, and so I'm going to go kind of reevaluate life today and try to fix some of the mess that I created. Fortunately,
do you do that every day? Every day, it's like, oh well, we're starting fresh.
No, I don't start.
Who am I? What's my name?
That's some hard work. I just try to pick one area, and and fix it. Like today, Bill said, "Did you see that circus cat?" It's a joke we have that when the laundry pile gets so big, his mother used to say, "There's a laundry pile that a circus cat, whatever it is, a circus cat couldn't jump over." So Bill will say, "Did you notice a circus cat wandering around the laundry room?" That means that, probably I've got a pile of laundry that's 4 feet high. Anyway.
Good.
So, what are you going to do today?
I got to get that whatnot stream ready. So that's going to be fun. Just because it's something new. So I got to figure that out. Got to get my listings up. And I think it's tax time.
Really? Are you a little late on tax time there?
I got an extension, but yes, I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm a little late on tax time.
Get on that. All right. Well, I am going to, hey, by the way, I'm continuing to upload what I've decided to do, since we're kind of out of room on the place where we upload our videos while they're just, they're trying to figure out how to do this stuff. I'm taking off some of the older ones so that we can post the newer ones. So every
that makes
day.
Sense. And you still have them. You still have the old ones.
Absolutely. I have them all anytime anybody wants them. All righty then, if I can figure out how to stop the recording. I wish I could do this elegantly and not have my finger up there when I did it.
Well, you're a hand model. Do you have a bird?
Do I have a bird?
Yeah, I thought I heard a bird.
There's a bunch of them outside. You also will hear sea lions outside. Anyway, say goodbye, Thomas. Goodbye, Thomas.
Bye, Thomas.